Welcome students to ND's English Grammar channel on Autoplay and YouTube. In this video, I have active to passive forms for advanced students or upper classes, say 11, 12, BA, BCom, etc. and above. Let us start. Here you see passive infinitive. We can have passive forms of verb forms, and verb forms are of two types. Those are being used in tense called finite verb forms, and those are not being in tense called infinite or infinite forms. So in our previous videos you have seen most of the active to passive have been made which were in tense form. Now we will have non-tense form or non-finite forms. And among the non-finites, there are mainly three forms you can say, or we have to use everywhere. Those are simple infinitive, perfect infinitive, gerund, and participles, present participles. Let us see. The active structure of the infinitive is 2 plus verb 1, that is verb present form. For example, to do, to eat, to write, etc. And the passive of this simple infinitive is 2 plus be, that is the be verb form, plus verb 3, that is past participle form of the verb. Examples: active, she hopes to choose a good school. Here to choose is the infinitive. Now passive will be made to this infinitive form of the verb, which is she hopes, it is kept intact, and a good school, which is object to the infinitive, will be brought here. A good school, then passive of the to choose is to be chosen. She hopes a good school to be chosen. By plus object is silent here, by them, etc. The second example is the baby needs to feed every 3 hours. Here to feed is the infinitive form which is to be made passive. So the passive form is the baby, the main original subject is keeping intact, needs to be fed every 3 hours by the mother or by them, by the nurse, etc., which is silent. So here to feed infinitive is to be fed as per the formula. The third example, he wants to invite his friends. Here to invite is the infinitive form. So the passive is he wants, main subject and verb is intact, and the object form of the infinitive is, object of the infinitive is his friends, it will be brought before his friends, and the passive of to invite is to be invited to the party by them, etc. is silent here. So he wants to invite his friends. The passive form is he wants his friends to be invited to the party. This can be given or this is actually understood or silent. Now passive gerund, being plus verb 3. Remember always, any passive form, the main verb or the action verb is always in third form, that is in past participle form. Now the active gerund is verb present plus ing. For example, eating, reading, doing, etc. And the passive is being plus verb 3, that is past participle of the main verb. Examples here: active, I enjoy watching movies. Passive is I enjoy being watched while I act. That is, I enjoy movies being watched. This also is correct, but this one is more correct. I enjoy being watched while I act. That is, while I do the activity. The second example is she hates making mistakes. She hates mistakes, which is the object of the gerund making. It comes before. So she hates mistakes, and ing is turned into being, and make is turned into made, pp. So the passive form is she hates mistakes being made. The third example, he remembers writing the letter. Passive is he remembers the letters being written to by his friend or by them. It is silent, that is why it is given in bracket. So friends and students, you can see in gerund passive, which is the ing form, the ing becomes being and main verb is in past participle form. So easy it is. Let us see the next slide. Perfect passive forms, that is to have been or having been. Now to have been plus verb 3, which expresses past actions, and having been plus verb 3, that is past participle for past actions. Now active one is she pretended to have read the book. Now to have read is the present perfect passive, that is a passive of present perfect infinitive. To have read is the perfect infinitive, whereas to read is the simple present infinitive, and to have read is the perfect infinitive. Now passive of this form is been should be added. So she pretended to have been read the book. So here been has been added as the be verb form, or you can write she pretended the book to have been read. And the second example, they admitted breaking the window. This is actually simple gerundial active sentence. She admitted the window being broken, as in earlier slide you have seen. So friends, the important thing is the passive form of the perfect infinitive, present perfect infinitive, is made just adding been. That is, she pretended the book to have been read. To have read is the perfect infinitive, and to have been read is the perfect passive infinitive. Let us move to the next slide. Convert to passive infinitive gerund. I like to invite my friends. I like my friends to be invited, as we have shown. Not I like to be invited by my friends. He hates to hurt people. He hates people to be hurt, or he hates people being hurt. She remembers to lock the door. She remembers the door being locked. They enjoy to win the match. They enjoy to win the match. They enjoy the match being on. We don't mind to wait for the bus. We don't mind being kept waiting. Or you can also write, we don't mind being waited for the bus, or we don't mind the bus being waited for. So these are a few examples worked out for your study. So students, you have seen how easy it is the infinitive passive, gerundial passive, and perfect infinitive passive. So please watch out for more videos in ND's English Grammar on Autoplay and YouTube. Thank you for watching.